wherever I am, someone's going to ask me a question.
And speaking of which, Stephanie Francis wanted to know what your strongest gift is that you use.
My singing. My strongest gift. I'll tell you that story I told you when I was 5, that I have those premonitionary dreams. I have dreams with visions and messages every night. And the next day, one part of it every day comes true. It may just be something as small as a fish or, something that's very small symbolically, but consistently, that is consistent with me. And I think it's one of the reasons why they drove me to the arts as well, is because the visions are so strong. And they always have been, ever since I can remember thinking. So that would be my strongest gift, is vision work. And I don't know how else to explain that.
Well, I think Terry made a good point in chat. She says, when you make your own deck, it's like you are giving birth to it and you're sharing your own DNA with your deck. Mm-hmm. So it's an extension of your actual self.
An excellent card designer, by the way.
Yes, I know. I'm just trying not to buy any more decks. Trying not to buy any more decks. Trying not to buy any more decks. It's addicting.
To those people who aren't do readings, don't get started.
I know people that have over 300 decks.
Who?
I say I know people that have over 300 decks.
Oh, can you imagine moving with me?
You'd have to have a storage locker.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a little break in case anybody needs to use the bathroom or anything else.
I'm a 20 deck top, and if I have more than 20, I get rid of a few before I get more.
Well, sometimes decks come to us so that we can gift them to other people.
Correct.
So we're going to take a short musical break, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Santa, poderosa, donde la fe del creyente
And we are back with Melanie Mitchell. And I want to take a moment to thank all of our listeners. We have some people in our chat room today. Mel Bright, Stephanie Francis, Adriana Roman, Candelo Kimbisa. Make sure to check out his show also on Spreaker, Candelo's Corner, and it's 12 o'clock somewhere. Terry Smith, and Professor Charles Porterfield, who makes some fabulous conjure lamps. So, Melanie.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn about that.
Oh, this man is great. I've seen some of his lamps, and he does old-style conjure lamps, and they are phenomenal. You know, I've seen some of his work, and with a few of the friends I have online, and I'm just blown away. You know.
Good.
So, you have some news coming up.
Yes.
So, do you mind enlightening us as to exactly what it is?
I'm pregnant. I've been working on an idea, and I explained this earlier in this interview, but virtualmystics.com. And I, it's something that came to me in a reading, as I explained earlier, from an English friend of mine, TJ. He's a psychic over in the UK. And he said to me, well, I see you putting up a website to do your own readings. And I said, well, you know, that doesn't sound like me. He goes, oh, no, and this is the name, and this is blah, blah, blah. So then I created the Facebook page, and it's taken me about a year to get the site ready to go, and it should be launched within the next 2 weeks. I was testing today, and I'm entering reader profiles today. So virtualmystics.com.
And exactly what is virtualmystics.com, so that our listeners can understand exactly what it is?
Well, there's psychic websites all over the internet, like Keen and Aranum, which is a video site. Purple Moon is an app. But let's see, Bitwine. There's so many. But but Virtual Mystics will be a similar platform to where you call in and you pay by the minute for psychic readings or intuitive readings, depending on what the practitioner decides to use to, you know, answer your questions. And so we will have, currently I have about 10 to 20 people on my roster, and I expect that to grow once the platform goes up and the rates will be lower than other sites, so hopefully we'll gather some really good readers on the site. But it's just to give another platform, places that are newer readers. I want to kind of get into the groove of a lot of these platforms don't accept newer readers, and I kind of want it to be a new, fresh feel, and you know, people that are developing their talents. And so we're starting with the basics. And I am engaging a couple of other people to do some new ideas that I have that we may be starting to work on the site. But it launches in 2 weeks, and I'm open to anyone contacting me through Virtual Mystics. Oh, I don't know how to get you on. Virtual Mystics is a private group. Well, we do have Virtual Mystics creations on Facebook, creations and services. So if you guys want to connect with me on maybe possibly working on virtualmystics.com, that's fine.
Cool. I'm excited to hear this. You know, there are a lot, and I have actually been researching for the past month, you know, a lot of these online sites that do psychic readings. None of them that I have seen, you know, whether it was Keen, Cassamba, you know,
right.
Almost all the ones I've checked, none of them are accepting new readers.
Right.
And,
it's really good timing for me.
You know, and I think, and I was telling you that last week, I was just like, you know, this is perfect time, you know, for things to launch.
It's really good timing. And you know what, this just rolls right back into this direct conversation with Spirit. I have been delaying this, and I could not figure out why it was happening that way. Why have I been put into delay mode? Guess why? Because now is the time when it needs to be launched.
Right. And everything happens for a reason.
Your spiritual life. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. Even disasters happen for a reason.
There's always, you know, light at the end of the tunnel, and there's always something that you can find in the darkest time. You know, it's a matter of seeing it. You know, we get stuck sometimes just looking at, the pitfalls, the blocks, rather than what we do to get around the blocks or to get up and over them. And
Right.
sometimes it's just a matter of, hey, right now you just need to wait. It'll happen when
Yeah.
it's going to happen, and that'll be the right time.
Yeah, I kind of got stuck in that groove of, I didn't like it happening for me,
So will you have a panel of people that will be testing new readers, so that you are, going to be having, readers that because I've seen some on some sites that unfortunately, there are some great ones, and there are some ones that you kind of question whether or not they're legit, good, or...
I feel like, as humans, we all have those days, we all have good days and bad days. But I'm starting with a group of people that I know. And I also have a group, as having been working on other sites, I know some people from these other sites. So they're all wanting to like, when is it going to be up? What are you doing? When is it going to be up? What are you doing? So I have a good base right now of people that I know that are already gathering income from other sites because they have the clientele. So that's where we'll start. And then I will have those readers assist me in evaluating newish readers. I also, in my mind is that you can't get better at this until you have the practice doing it. So there has to be that element as well. And so so we'll see. This is all new for me. I know what I've done when I've been a employee on another site. So now I'm going to be the leader. And so for me, that will be interesting to see how that evolves. But
and I think it'll evolve great. I mean,
run tests and what they're,
I've
what they're
done
actually
psychic
using.
hotlines back in the day, ages and ages ago, when I was in my 20s, and they only paid you like $18 an hour.
I tell you, I've been in the service industry a long time, all kinds of service. It's interesting. I really want people to be able to use their gifts and keep a greater portion of their, proceeds. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't want to cut myself off at the knees. There's going to be a cost involved in running a platform that's going to have, because you have the basic cost of.
Well, you have your hosting charges, you
and
have your
marketing
servers, and
those
then you
things.
have
But-
your,
but-
how you're connecting, whether it's being done by phone or being done by chat or video.
Right.
There's always something that you have to, pay. And then there's the advertising costs.
Correct. Marketing costs.
So I think that a lot of people, if they're going to make more...
At the cost of the reader, largely.
Right, and
It's not a huge profit maker.
And if you're taking less from a reader, they can charge less for the readings, and the people that are looking for them can afford more.
Right.
And I think that's a great thing.
And I also believe in brand loyalty. I mean, there needs to be a place where they can feel comfortable and know that they're supported. Because oftentimes you get people that come in that are just not really stable, that, and that's another element. That's a whole other element. We won't go down that road. But that's my plan. That's my plan. Right now I'm going to start with a bank of readers that I already am familiar with and know their work. And very good people out there. There's plenty of really good people out there that just don't have a place to go. And so this will be a place for them to go.
And I look forward to seeing it. Who knows? I might even be on there at some point myself.
I'd love it if you would.
And speaking of which, because I wanted to also plug a couple other things. This show is just starting out, with the divination table. And I am also planning on expanding this as I move forward, because I feel that a lot of new people and, new readers don't have an outlet. Then I'm thinking of doing a once a month open forum for newbies, so they can come online once I've got the call-in application set up, so that they can get familiar with doing